What if humanity had never eaten animals? Not once, not ever. A small shift in our species' choices could have rewritten the entire story of civilization. From evolution to ethics, from climate to culture, the world as we know it would be unrecognizably different. A world without meat. Hypothetical implications of a history without animal consumption. Before start, don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking explorations like this. Historical and cultural development. If meat had never been consumed throughout history, the cultural and spiritual development of civilizations would have taken a profoundly different course. Religious systems might have universally emphasized nonviolence and compassion toward all living beings. Traditions involving meat-based rituals, offerings, or feasts would not exist, and entirely plant-based ceremonies would take their place in the collective memory of humanity. Human physiology and evolution. Without access to animal meat, early humans would have evolved relying solely on plant-based sources of protein and essential nutrients. This might have slowed down the pace of brain development unless offset by innovations in cooking and food processing. Human digestion and biology would likely adapt more efficiently to legumes, seeds, and tubers, and nutritional science would become a necessity much earlier in history. Agriculture and economy. The global agricultural model would be designed around plant-based food production from the very beginning. Instead of vast areas of land being used for grazing livestock or growing animal feed, those lands would support diverse plant cultivation. This shift would make food production more land and energy efficient, potentially preventing famines and reducing hunger globally. Economies centered on animal husbandry, meat trade, leather and wool would not develop, giving rise instead to plant-based industries and innovations. Environmental consequences. The environmental effects of a meatless world would be dramatic. The absence of animal agriculture would lead to significantly lower greenhouse gas emissions, especially methane and nitrous oxide. Large-scale deforestation for pasture land would be avoided, preserving habitats and biodiversity. Natural resources like fresh water and fertile soil would be used more efficiently and sustainably. Public health and medicine. In a world without meat, the risk of zoonotic diseases jumping from animals to humans would be greatly reduced, minimizing the occurrence of pandemics linked to livestock. The global population would likely experience lower rates of chronic illnesses such as heart disease, certain cancers, and obesity, all of which are often associated with meat-heavy diets. Scientific research might have focused earlier on plant-based nutrition, leading to different medical advancements and pharmaceutical approaches. Art, symbolism, and mythology. In a world without the consumption of animals, the symbolic role of animals in art, mythology, and cultural narratives would evolve along fundamentally different lines. Rather than being portrayed as prey, sacrificial beings, or resources, animals would likely appear more frequently as equals, guides, or sacred entities. Artistic traditions might revolve around the reverence for natural life, and mythologies across civilizations would possibly elevate animals to central roles as teachers or protectors. And stories of domination over beasts would be replaced with tales of alliance and shared destiny. Technological and culinary innovation. The absence of meat would push societies to develop more advanced plant-based culinary techniques and technologies far earlier in history. Fermentation, preservation, and spice blending would become essential arts, leading to diverse and rich culinary traditions. Food science would focus on maximizing nutrition and flavor from plant sources, possibly making today's alternative protein innovations look primitive by comparison. Sociopolitical impacts. Many political and economic systems would evolve differently without the influence of animal agriculture. Colonial enterprises that sought new lands for cattle and meat production might not have occurred in the same form, or might not have happened at all. International trade would prioritize plant-based goods, influencing the formation of alliances and economic dependencies in a more sustainable way. Emotional and psychological dimensions. People raised in a world where animals are never killed for food would likely develop deeper empathy and emotional awareness. The dissonance between loving animals and consuming them would not exist, fostering clearer moral reasoning from an early age. Cultural values would emphasize harmony with nature rather than domination over it. Future outlook in a meatless history. A world that never consumed meat would likely be more sustainable, ethical, and environmentally resilient. Ecosystems would remain more intact. Climate change might be less severe, and plant-based systems would be well suited for future challenges, including space colonization. Shared dietary norms could encourage more global cooperation on environmental and humanitarian goals. Don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking explorations like this.